Alright, it's a new day. It's your boy Mikelanta from Hotlanta. Today I'm going to talk about these recaps and these resets. And for some reason, it's been on my mind. Let's go! Alright, so right now I'm up north. I am in Ohio. I got a load that's going to Chambers, I think it's Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. I was sitting here and this particular load had me really thinking about okay. This particular load had me thinking about resets and recaps. When it comes to resets and recaps, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. I know you might hear a lot that it's good to take recaps because the wheels keep turning. Which it does. I mean, you don't have to take a reset. The wheels keep turning. You can still get a lot of miles. And with the recaps, it could be a little hit or miss type thing. And what I mean by that is you may you'll have recaps, but if you don't know how to manage the recaps, like before you actually, if you know you're going to take recaps, sometimes you don't know, but I mean, if you feel like you may take recaps, or if you're trying to take recaps, then you have your 14 hours. You don't use all of your 14 hours, pretty much. That's the goal. You don't drive the whole 11 hours of your day. That way your hours will kind of like roll over. Your hours will roll over. So there's nothing wrong with recaps. I did run a recaps a couple months ago. I think I ran recaps like the whole month. And I mean, it was great. There are some days where the recaps can hurt you, because it may be a day where you only have an hour or a few hours of recap. So you can only drive like 2 hours that day, and then at midnight, you get those fresh new hours, which could then again be like 8 hours, 7 hours, or something like that. So, I mean, you could get a nice little run within those 8 hours. But like I said, sometimes it can hurt you, because a trip that may take 1 day to make, because of your recaps and not getting enough hours back, now it takes 2 days to make that trip. So what I've noticed is, if you have to take a reset, that just means you're getting a lot of miles. Well, let me take that back. Resets can be good and bad as well, just as like recaps. A reset, the good thing about a reset is you're taking a reset because you've done a lot of miles, which means you ran out of time. Your 70 hours are pretty much gone, but that's because every day you was running. Like, you took your 10, woke up, kept driving. I've noticed in the past, and like I've noticed these past few weeks, I've had to take a reset, but at the end of the day, I finished the week with like 3,400 miles, 3,200 miles. When I was doing the recaps, and I was getting like maybe 10 hours or 9, maybe 8, 9, or 10 hours back to back, I wouldn't finish with that many miles. Maybe that's just me. I'm just talking about me. Some people may do it, I guess, but you don't finish with that many miles. You may get like 2,900, 3,000. It just depends on your recaps, but that's when a reset is good. A bad reset is when you're staying on duty for way too long. It rarely happens, but there are like some shippers out there where you'll be waiting for like hours. You could go into your sleeper or whatever while you're waiting. It don't take none of your 70. But for those that just missed the boat on that one and just stayed on duty for pretty much the whole day, then yeah, that can mess you up, because your money is the 70-hour clock. You don't want your 70 hours to just run out unless you're doing a lot of miles. Now there are ways to not take a reset, and like I said, you can stop early. I know I had 1 week where I can't remember how it went, but I had to take a reset, but I didn't get a lot of miles, but it happened. I can't remember how it happened. I just remember I was sitting a lot and I didn't get a lot of miles. But well, yeah, it makes sense. So I can't remember that week how it went, but a lot of times when you're at a shipper for too long or a receiver for too long, although you're in sleeper while you're getting unloaded, there may be some instances where, like one time I got there and I was on duty, so I was checking in and stuff, but they didn't have the load. So I had to wait there until they got me another load. But that was, but I spent most of my day there. So that on duty time, the clock was running for that time when nothing was happening. Even if it was for just a few minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. Those hours I can't get back. On a good week, it's like when I have to take a reset, but I got a lot of miles. A good week is I get in, They get me unloaded, and I move on to the next one. Get in, get unloaded, move on to the next one. The reason I thought about this was because, like this load here. I got this load, and I just got off the phone with them. But it doesn't have to be delivered till 4. The messed up part about it is I'm only 4 hours away. But I got to where I'm at now, 4 hours away. I got here last night. Not even last night. Probably like 4 o'clock, I think. I think I got here like 4 o'clock. So I pretty much been sitting here since 4 o'clock yesterday till now. I mean, it's like I'm about to leave here at like 11. I had called him this morning, and I'm like, can I deliver this load early? Because, I don't want to be just sitting here. So, the guy at the place that I'm delivering to, he pretty much said, that's the time for you. We can't really can't take you no earlier. If you get here and there's opening, they might unload you. But 3:30, 3 o'clock, stuff like that. And I'm like, well, shoot. I mean, that's good and all, but I still gotta wait. It's not his fault. Definitely not my fault. So I got no choice. Now, looking at that and what happened with this load, it could change, but pretty much this day is gone, and I haven't drove yet. Now I don't know what's gonna happen after this load. It's gonna be like 4 o'clock. I may be driving late night, 10 o'clock or whatever. I don't know if they have me deliver something at like 9 or 10 tonight, which will be good. Keep the wheels turning. Wake up in the morning, go to the next one. But let's just say I get a load that I don't have to pick up until the morning time. Now that's when, I know, I'm on the verge of running off of recaps. For one, I still got a lot of my 70 hours left. And it resets, what is this? I started on Sunday. Today is Sunday. Wait a minute. No, today's Monday. So yeah, I started Sunday. Started yesterday. So technically, if I was running a lot of miles, let's just say I was able to drop this load off in the morning. I have 61 hours left. So I would be at, I would have been driving, I would have had like 50 something hours. I would have been on to the next load. Still driving, I would have stopped. 11 hours for the day. I would have stopped at 50 hours maybe, 51, something like that. I would have ended the day with 51 hours, which means I got a lot of miles, my wheels was turning, I didn't have to sit. Or nothing like that. So that's a good day. If they give me a load that I have to pick up in the morning, that means I'm going to drive 4 hours today, and, however many more hours, I'll probably get 8 hours out for the day, depending on what they give me. 8 or 9 or 10. Let's just say 9 hours. So, yeah, I finished the day with, still 51 hours. But it's like I'm kind of behind though. So it's like I finished with 51. If I would have got loads and would have kept running. But now it's like, since I got to stop at nighttime, I won't get to start my day until the afternoon tomorrow. which means if they don't give me like no long load, those hours, like my wheels can't keep turning, pretty much, put it like that, depending on the load that they give me. So I don't know if any of that made sense. It probably didn't. I think I confused myself. But all I know is this: I noticed that when the wheels are turning, the resets come. I got a lot of miles. When I have to do recaps, I still get some miles, a little shaky, but the miles are still there. I just don't get as many as I would if I had to take a reset, a good reset, not a bad reset. And then it all depends at the end of the day when you do have to take a bad reset and you only have a few miles. Then it's days like today where I could be on the way with another load and have it dropped off in the morning rather than picking up a load in the morning and having it dropped off like the next day type thing, if that makes any sense. I could do 2 loads today. I could be on the next load, pretty much, put it like that. Now, I don't know if I'm correct in any of this. I'm probably confusing people, but I was just sitting here thinking, like situations like the one I'm in now is like it could hurt me, or if I get back on track and do a lot of loads, I'll be fine. But today's already Monday, so it's like if this place was open Sunday, and that's the bad thing about Sundays, most of these places are closed. So I actually could have had this thing delivered yesterday if they was open. It would have been yesterday afternoon, and I would have been on my way to the next load. So yesterday, of course, since I wasn't even that far away, maybe like 500 miles, I ain't really had to drive far, so I stopped. But the moral of this story: there's good recaps, bad recaps. There's good resets, bad resets. Only thing I gotta say is keep the wheels turning. Usually I would call my fleet manager, which I did, but he's not in. But usually he'd be like, okay, yeah, we don't want you sitting for a long time, let's drop it off at a yard, keep you moving type thing. But I guess I'm stuck with this one till 4 o'clock. But at the end of the day, always try to keep those wheels turning. If you get a load like what I got like that right now, call your fleet manager and try your best to get out of it, or have them work something out to where you can get it there early. Or call the company that you're delivering to, like I did. Just call them yourself. Hey, I'm like only 3 hours away. Can I deliver this thing early? Didn't work out for me, but it works out the majority of the time. It works. So that's all I got for today. I hope it helped somebody. I don't know if it helped anybody, but I'm just kind of just going off of my thoughts. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, maybe I'm looking at it right, but just keep those wheels turning. I'm out.